Hello everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. The name of my channel is called Inked Paper Art, and today is day 85 of 365 days of junk journal ideas. I do a short 15 to 20 minute video every morning teaching you guys how to make a different piece of ephemera for junk journals, how to make a junk journal, how to decorate a junk journal, everything to do with junk journals. So today's project, it is a hidden pocket, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it. I'm going to use an 8x8 piece of this Tim Holtz wallflower cardstock. You can use any type of paper for this project. I think it works better if it is a sturdier, thicker paper like a cardstock, but you could possibly use even just 28-pound printer paper or something like that. You printed a digital on. So then after that, we're going to use some scraps. So I have a pile of scraps. I'll set those to the side. I'm going to use these pieces of paper here. I'll make one, maybe two. I don't know what we'll have time for. But the wallflower paper pack is very botanical in nature, so that's what I'm using for this project so that these can go into my botanical junk journals. So for this project, it's a hidden pocket with a little treasure place where you can hide like notepads or extra journaling space or a tag or something like that. So to get started, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to score your paper in half or fold it depending on how thick your cardstock is. This is a little bit thicker, so I'm going to go ahead and score it in half. And these are the 8x8 size sheets of paper that I'm using. So to score, you can just use any cutting board and just score down your cut line, just like that. And then you're going to fold it in half. And for this one, it doesn't need to be double-sided cardstock. It's actually better if it's not double-sided cardstock because you're not going to see anything that is in here. But I'm going to use this side right here because I liked the way a focal point would line up. And so after you score your paper, whatever size you're using, whatever kind you're using, go ahead and glue it closed. And I know this is going to be counterproductive or counterintuitive because we don't usually glue things 100% closed. For this little project here, you're going to glue it 100% closed all the way around all three sides because the other side is already closed because you have a fold line on that side. I didn't get quite enough glue there. Okay, so I'm going to close it all up. Again, it's counterintuitive because we've just closed our whole entire pocket off. So you should have something that looks like this, where it's closed. It's supposed to be closed on all sides. So once your glue sets, you will have everything closed up. Just give that a minute to set before you cut the next step. I'm going to go ahead and move on to doing, well, actually, let's ink this one. Let's go one all the way through just so you can see it. So from here, we're going to ink. And so you're going to ink your project all the way around. And then we'll just give that glue just a minute to set while we're waiting. We'll get some inking going. And then this can be a floating pocket. I'm going to end up gluing mine down more than likely, but it could be a floating pocket. So we'll move on to how you use it at the end of the video. Usually every video at the end, I kind of show you more or less how you would use it in a junk journal. And so I'll show you that at the end. So we've got ink around one side because we're not going to need the other side. Then what you do is you put it back in your cutter and you cut off a portion of the top. It doesn't matter where you cut it. You can cut a small top, you can cut a bigger top, it doesn't matter. I like a smaller top because that top part is going to be your tag topper or your notepad topper, whatever, you'll see in a minute. So I'm going to cut mine about 1.5 inches. I'm not really measuring. I'm just going to cut it, I don't know, an inch, 1.5 inches, it doesn't matter. Just cut it wherever you want to cut it there at the top. And then you got two pieces. Now everything is still closed. All the way around, everything is closed. So you're going to end up with something that looks like this in here. And you're going to look like something that looks like this. It's open at the bottom right here. So this right here is important. And this is important because what we do next is we're going to create the piece that is going to go inside of this pocket. So this pocket will have a piece of ephemera inside of it. And from there, we're going to use those scraps that I showed you in the beginning. So here's some scraps. You could use some cardstock, which is probably what I'm going to use as a base. You just want to make sure that the piece of cardstock, whatever, fits widthwise into your pocket, and also is tall enough where, you know, it's going to fit in there. So it can't be, whatever piece you choose for your ephemera cannot be bigger than this original piece, and it needs to fit within the side walls of it. So just test before you make it and make sure that it fits in there, and it will slide in and out. Now this glue is still a little wet, but this one slides in and out. If you need to go back in and just give yourself a little bit of space, you can. I don't know that this one really needs it, but we'll go through and just make sure. Okay, good. So let's use this as a base. I think that's fine. And then from there, once you have something sturdy like cardstock, you can build on top of it. So if you wanted to do a piece of like a little scrappy notepad or something like that, which is what I'm going to do, you're just going to start finding pieces of paper. I like to do different widths of paper. I don't like everything the same. So let's do this piece. Obviously, we're going to need some copy dyed paper. So for that, let's fold lengthwise and just make it a little bit wider. Not wider than our base. So everything has to fit on this base. So we're just going to fold this. The rough torn edges in a scrappy notepad are my favorite. So there's that. That can go on there. Perfect. And we'll just tear it off here. This is going to go on here just like that. And we'll tear that off. There we go. And then moving on, we're probably going to need another piece of copy dyed here in a minute. This is actually part of a digital, but that'll be great too. So we'll just make a piece of that. And we'll tear that off. And you can have either side up, whatever you would like to stick in there. So let's see if I can get that in there. And so I will talk, as I build this scrappy notepad, I will talk for just a minute about what's going on and why videos are late and all of that good kind of stuff. So I did talk about it during my last Craft With Me video, and I'm going to talk about it again. I am having to take this entire week now to clear out my mom and dad's house and estate. My mom passed about, you know, I don't know if it's just shy of 2 years ago. And she left quite a bit of things there at the house. They had some storage containers on their property where she would just, you know, fill up things. And I'm going to very kindly, very kindly call my mother a clean hoarder, meaning she kept a lot of things. And, you know, she was a collector of a lot of different things. And, you know, I would call it a hoarder just because of the amount of stuff. However, you know, it was never dirty or gross or anything like that. But so, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff there. And when I say a lot, I mean there's a total of 4 storage containers. And what I mean by a storage container is a 30 and 40 foot by 8 foot wide containers. So think about 3 or 4 school buses. Basically about 4 school buses full of stuff. They're not school buses, they're metal storage containers. But there's an enormous amount of stuff there. Most of it is vintage and antique because that is what I was into. I owned an antique store. And, you know, I feel a little bit responsible because I did kind of, you know, get her into it, and, you know, was something that we did together as a hobby for a little bit of time. And so anyway, my dad is alone now, and he is definitely getting older. And so as he got up in years, or is getting up in years, it is time to take care of that stuff and clean it out. And so I have brothers and sisters. However, I'm just going to be kind and just say that they are not helping. And for one reason or another, they're all not the ones who are going to be doing this task. So that being said, the task has fallen onto me because, like, my dad is elderly. He's not going to be able to do it. He's not in good health either. So that is what I have been having to do. And I started it on Saturday, and it is going much slower than I thought. And I did hire help to get the stuff out, but I also have to have an estate sale to sell it. It's not that he needs the money, but it would have, his plan is to just throw it all in the garbage, and that would have killed my mother if she wasn't already dead. So, and I say that jokingly, but anyway, I have to spend this week taking care of that for my dad. The live sale stuff that I had going on before this, it will be taken care of as soon as I can. I am working on it, in the evenings and stuff when I can here, but just know it is taking longer for me to do this, and then I will have live sale stuff delayed. So if you purchase during the live sale, just know that your invoice is coming. It is just taking a little bit more time than I anticipated originally to do this stuff with my dad, and I didn't even have this planned when I started the live sale, but things have come up that needed it done now. Anyway, that being said, videos have been late, they have been delayed, and they will continue to be late and delayed until I get this project done. And stuff with my dad is, it's obviously my family and it is important. You guys are also important, but the stuff with my dad, it's a little, it's unscheduled, and I know you guys are patient and all that kind of stuff. I'm just putting this out there so that you guys know exactly where I am and what I'm doing. There will be no missing videos at the end of the year. We will be all on track by then. However, I will try to put out multiple videos a day to get us caught back up. We're only a couple videos behind. However, I just want to say, as this week goes on, I think you guys can probably see how red my hands are, and I am pretty exhausted, but I am definitely trying my hardest to keep us up with videos and all that kind of stuff. So just be patient with me. Know that I am doing a good thing for my dad and taking care of it for my mother and her wishes, and just, cut me a little bit of slack here, and I promise we'll all get back on track here and everything will be fine. So all that to say, the daily videos, they'll still be there. It's just that they may be, delayed. They might come out later in the day. They might come out 2 or 3 in one day. Just know that, they'll all be there at the end. At sometime soon, they'll all be here. And then for live sale stuff, if you purchase during the live sale, just give me a little bit more time to process all of that. So anyway, nobody's paid, nothing like that. Nobody's been invoiced, nothing like that. So the next thing we do with this project is we glue whatever you made here. You could have made just a tag, you could have made a journal card, whatever, but you glue the top of it. So go ahead and I put staples in to hold my notepad together, and then to put this in the little topper, just apply, a good amount of glue there. I'm going to go both sides. You really don't need to, but I will. And then you're going to open this top part up that you cut off. That was a whole lot of chit chat. Open that top part up. I'm trying to squeeze it open with my fingers. Open that top part up. Now it wants to fold. And you're going to slide the top of this in there. And yes, you have glue on it, but it is all going in there, and it is all getting glued anyway. So from there, just position that where you want it. Make sure that it's straight in there so that it will slide into your pocket, and push that down and seal that in there. Okay, so now you have either journal card, tag, whatever up there. And so just, again, make sure that is straight. And then before you call that good and let your glue 100% set, make sure that it still slides in your bottom piece. And it needs to line up. And that is a little bit of the tricky part, but mine does. It's good. It's closed and it lines up. So it basically looks like this. And so from here, you're done with the construction of this hidden pocket. And what I mean by hidden is, if this is your journal page, this is 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. That's your journal page. This is going to glue to the side of it as a tuck pocket. So you would glue it here and you would glue it here, not gluing this top part. Start your glue here, glue it here, glue it here. That would stay glued on your page. You would have a place where you could slide a journal card in here, all the way in. And this little top part will still come out and slide out. So don't glue around your top. If you're going to glue here and across the bottom here. And that's all you glue. This could be floating where you just paper clipped it in, but I think you need to glue it because it's a nice big tuck spot. And then they pull it out and they have whatever you put in here for them to play with, right? You can make journaling space on the back of this too. I don't really think we need to do that, but that's the overall construction of it. And then from there, we're going to decorate it. So that's that. I took quite a bit of time chatting. There we go. So you can decorate. It is a little bit fussy there to get it lined up because you've got something stuck in there, but there we go. So we've got the top part. The bottom part, I'm actually going to put a little bit of lace in this project. I know that as the project goes on, it is just becoming more lacy and more lacy. I don't want it to be lacy first to say, but you know, I'm going to make this lace look a little bit rougher. After I straight cut, I usually come in and remove little bits and chunks of it to make it look less perfect. So there's that. And then I'm going to lay this lace down. I don't want it to be this bright white color. So if I take something like a little bit of, this might be kind of cute in the end anyway, a little bit of coffee dyed paper underneath, and you can take your ink dauber and just go around and just get some ink on there just to knock back that white color. For this, it's just layering lace, and that's a little better. It's not so bright white. Okay, so from there, I also have this little picture cut out. This is one of the ones that came in the botanical kit. If you purchase the March journal kit. So I have this little picture and I'm going to layer it there. That looks great. Let's ink around that. We will get this project done. So anyway, I'm just working hard getting that stuff done for my family. And I know you guys are all kind and appreciative, and there's only a couple out there that have expressed some unhappiness about videos coming out slower or whatever. And I get it. I know you guys are all doing your own individual projects with my videos and making, you know, the idea journals and all that kind of stuff. Just be patient with me. I promise there will be still 365 ideas this year. So there's that. We're going to layer that. And then we're going to need to add a little bit of layering, you know, a label, some kind of lace down here at the bottom. I do have another piece of lace. Let's see what that looks like. That could work. I mean, I think it's a little bit maybe too much lace. So let's go away from lace and we'll find a number. But for now, let's get these down. And so this is day 85. I'll try to film a couple of videos. The problem is I don't know if you guys see when I flex, it's so swollen that it's cracking in here in both of them. Like it turns white and it cracks. It's just so dang painful right now. But we're gonna do what we can do. And plus I'm not really home a lot, like because I'm over there doing that. So anyway, we will still be here Friday for the craft with me. We will still continue all of our normal things. It's just videos coming out a little bit slower. Okay, so there's that. And I'm just going to go ahead, because this is the glue I've got open, I'm just going to go ahead and glue up this. And it's going over lace anyway. So Fabri-Tac is what I'm using. It's a clear glue. It's similar to what I would say like a liquid hot glue, if that makes any sense. It's not hot, it's cold in fact, but it's the consistency and the hold similar to like a hot glue. And so there's that going there. Perfect. And wipe off our extra bits, give that a good squish down. And then let's see about getting a number right here. So this is our little lady, field note botanist lady. And so that's how this is going in a field note journal, is that she is our female botanist, which was kind of the inspiration for my journal. And so we just need to find something. I don't want to do it too pinky. I mean, it doesn't really make sense either. How about this number? Let's do this number. Let's ink that one. Okay, so I'm going to make 3 of these in total, and I will try to use the same cardstock, but I can't guarantee it. Might be a different piece. Doesn't really matter what pattern you use. It's all good. And again, I can just use this glue. It's here. So I made one. Now you could obviously put a topper on the top part, like a little pull. And I think I would like to do that with a little piece of fabric, to just put a little topper up there that tells you like to pull this. I mean, I know you can see it, but when it's together, and if you didn't ink it, again, it's getting caught over here. When it's together completely, if you didn't ink your fold line, if you didn't ink it, it's pretty hard to see. I'm going to put a little topper, a little fabric topper. I don't have it in here, but that blue mattress ticking, because this part down here is blue, with that blue mattress ticking that's coffee dyed, I'm going to make just a small little loop, and that's going to be the pull where they pull this top piece in and out. That's going to glue to a page, obviously not this page that I have here, but it's going to glue to a page, and it'll be a big tuck pocket this way. You could scoot it over here and make it a tuck pocket this way if you prefer that. In the end, once I put this in my journals, I will know where I'm going to put it, position wise. But that's a good little project for today. You pull it out, you got your scrappy little notepad. You could add a little flower, which I probably will do a little flower sticker right here. And then you've just got some, this is more something that they can tear off pieces and use to make little collaging bits, but they could also write, throughout here if they wanted to do that too. It's just up to the new owner what they want to do. You could also add a little embellishment up here, a little postage stamp, a label, a little cluster, something like that. But it's a nice big pocket. Now, if you didn't want to use cardstock, I have also made these for those of you who stayed this long and listened to everything. You get a little bonus. So for other journals I've made in the past, I've used a number 10 envelope. A number 10 business envelope is similar in size to this. And I've sealed up the envelope in the back with the flap, and I've cut off a piece of it and done this exact same thing with a business envelope. So whether you use cardstock or an envelope or paper or whatever, doesn't matter. The most important thing is, it comes together like this here and you can't really see it. So that's where I'm going to leave this video for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining, and thank you for your patience with me. I promise we will get back to normal very, very soon. And thank you. I know there's been my daughter's wedding and now this with my family. And I just want to say heartfelt thank you, honestly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.